Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is August the 10th, 2021, and I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach. I am here to review and prepare for a great six-game NBA Summer League slate that's going to take place on Tuesday night. So we are ready to get ready. That's for sure, for another fantastic day of NBA Summer League. It is day 3. Every team in the 30 teams that are all playing in the Summer League have played, except for the Wizards. They do have a game tonight, and we will go over their roster as well. Great night for us here at DFS Coach Talk. We had a 1% lineup in baseball on FanDuel. That was a lot of fun. Also ratcheting up this NBA Summer League now. We wanted to ease into it the first few days, see all the teams a little bit, and then certainly start going after it even more aggressively. If you want to join us at DFS Coach Talk, you can go to dfscoachtalk.com. We have several different packages that you can choose there. I'd love to have you jump in. It's a great time to jump in. We've got tons of MLB. We have PGA, and there's a podcast tomorrow. We'll be posting lineups on Wednesday and again on Friday for the weekend. And then, of course, the Summer League. I'll be here with you every single day. We are going to review and go over and prepare every slate and every game through the entire Summer League. So we'll be here another week for these podcasts. If you're watching this on YouTube, do us a big favor. We keep these podcasts in front of the paywall. And all we need you to do is hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and up in the top corner there, click that alert button. So every time a podcast posts, you'll be able to know it's up and ready to be viewed. So we really appreciate that. We're stretching for another goal here for subscribers on YouTube, and we would really appreciate it. If you're listening to it on audio through Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, Stitcher, iHeart, wherever podcasts can be heard, we'd like you to just take a second once you've listened to it, front side, back side, hit 5 stars, quick little comment, and at the end of each month, we've got 3 weeks left. Our man Joe Stanton goes through, and with a randomizer, anybody that commented on our audio podcast and put 5 stars, we have a drawing for a full 1-week membership with Coach Talk. It's an all-inclusive membership. And if you join Coach Talk, you get everything we've got, all of our content, all of our projections, all of our ownership numbers, all of our podcasts and Discord information. We have a great community there. So, again, join us, DFS Coach Talk. All right, we've got a 6-game slate. Take note of the time, because the first game is at 6, and it's one game on the hour every hour, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. You got to love it as an NBA fanatic. You know, we can watch basketball constantly here. I love it. Again, you need to get those lineups locked in for the 6 p.m. Eastern time for lock of the slate. The first game on the slate, we're going to dive right in, and we're going to review some box scores from these first set of games that these teams played, give us a little bit better idea of where the minutes are going and usage, and start to really ratchet that up another notch. All right, first game, Atlanta Hawks and the Indiana Pacers. So we've got Atlanta Hawks who lost that first game 85-83, but we got to see some of the Hawks players that all got good minutes. They had 9-player rotation, and everybody got in and was able to contribute. A couple of guys I want to recommend here, and I'll do this with each team. 2-3 guys I think are really strong plays. Akun Purcell was terrific. He had 27 minutes. He had 13 points and 8 rebounds, but he was active. His price is good. I think that's somebody you want to look at. Also, Mays and Johnson played 30 and 25 minutes respectively. Mays had a terrible game, though, 4 for 11 from the field, and didn't do much else. But Johnson was really, really solid. 25 minutes, he had 20 points and 10 rebounds. So that's a guy that Jay Johnson from the Hawks that you really could roster here at a decent price. I expect him to get those big minutes again. The guy that I liked off the bench was Schofield, but he was 0 for 3 from the field, which is a little unusual. He's not a big scorer, but he did grab 7 rebounds, had 4 assists. So that's a guy you can also look for. I think he'll get those mid-20s minutes again. And remember, if you can get a guy that played 30 plus, you got to give him some consideration because there's not a ton of guys getting quite that many minutes. And we're similar to what we did in the Olympics, that 25 to 30 minute mark. If you're in the inside of that, you're going to get usually enough production and usage to be useful in a lineup. So we're really touching on those. So Schofield, I expect to make some buckets. He'll improve a little bit. Cooper was okay. Cooper was 11 points, 6 assists, had a good handle. So for me, I would rank them Johnson, Akun, Purcell, and then Cooper and Mays and Schofield, all with at least a look. Those were the guys that caught my eye, sort of in that order. All right, the second team against Atlanta is Indiana, the Indiana Pacers. So we're talking about a team that played 12 guys. They got a ton of people minutes. Nobody reached that 30-minute mark. The top guy in minutes was the guy I thought played the best. Duarte handled the ball well, scored 14 points, had 3 assists, 2 rebounds, just got a lot of people involved. He can play multiple positions, and I think he may be their quarterback for a lot of these games. A couple other guys, Bone had 22 minutes, didn't do a whole lot with it, but I think he's going to improve. But by far the number one guy for me and somebody I'm going to be rostering today is Brissett. I loved him on the Pacers last year. I used him a lot in the regular season. And in this game, he played that magic 30 minutes, so he did get there. And he had 22 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. So there's a guy that you can expect to be in there. He was only 2 for 8 from 3, but he usually hits them. So I think he even has upside on that strong number. Off the bench, the only guy I want to mention, you got to expect a little regression, but he was on fire, and that was Washington Jr. 21 minutes. He poured in 23 points, all scoring, didn't do much of anything else, but he did go 8 for 9 from the field, 5 for 5 from 3. So definitely some regression, but maybe that awesome performance can bump him up from 21 minutes, because if he can get 27 to 30 minutes with that, even if he has a little reduction in his production, then you can absorb it. So that's where I think you want to focus on with the Pacers. All right, game 2, it's the Boston Celtics and Denver Nuggets. We go to Boston. This is a game they won 85-83. There's some standout guys here. I think to have 2 or 3 Celtics might not be a bad idea, because they're focused on their top guys. Very unusual here. Carson Edwards got 30 minutes, Peyton Pritchard 31, and Romeo Langford 31. So they're 3 best players, and then Nesmith right behind him at 28. So those 4 guys dominated play and all did well. They all made value. They all smashed value, really. Edwards, with 17 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. I think he's a fantastic play. Peyton Pritchard, fantastic game, 23 points in that 31 minutes with 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, certainly playable. I had rostered Romeo Langford. I was happy with his performance, but I think he's got a little bit more upside. In that 31 minutes, he had 12, 6, and 4. So somebody that I would look at. Nesmith is a pure shooter. He did get 14 shots up, was 5 for 14, but unusual to him, he was 1 for 8 from 3. I think that's going to improve. He did get 3 rebounds, 2 assists. So those 4 guys, man, they're tough. And I'll tell you who can shoot it is Hauser. He came off the bench for them, 2 for 7, but he just looked like he had a good stroke to his game. I think he can score it and is a great, cheap guy to grab. 3 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and steal as well. So I don't know how you want to rank these guys. I would probably rank them Edwards, Pritchard, Langford, Nesmith, and Hauser. And I really may have 3 Celtics. It's going to be the team that I roster the most because it looks as though they're going for this thing. I think they want to get these second-year guys, which they have, almost all second-year guys really getting it done. Sorry, yawn here. Okay, so against the Celtics, let's see if we can put somebody in there from Denver that can give them a game. Nuggets, interesting. You've got a 32, 229s, and a 25. So you did get some decent minutes here. The 32 minutes was from Reed, who had a decent game, 15 points, 3 rebounds. Think he could have done a little bit more in those big minutes, but he was okay. The guy to watch for is Agata. I played him, and he did just fine, but what a ceiling. He shot the ball 22 times in 29 minutes. That is a lot of shooting. He went 8 for 22, 4 for 10 from 3. But here's what blew me away. I knew he could score it and shoot it. 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. So you got a blow it out kind of guy here at a fair price. He is definitely my favorite Nugget. So Agata, got to look at him. Yeah, I got to look at him, if you know what I'm saying. Cheatham, 25 minutes, had 9 points, 5 rebounds, looked pretty active out there. And then, of course, our man, Bol, 29 minutes, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 blocks. He was 5 for 14, but I think he has more upside. I think they want to see if he's going to be a rotational player for them. So Bol, also a fantastic play. Agata and Bol are where I'm looking to. Didn't go crazy for anybody off the bench except for Hamilton. Hamilton played 20 minutes, but he really did a nice job on the glass with 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. He's a guy that you could consider if you're really looking for a bargain. But should be some good games here. I think they're going to be close, and we'll get hopefully some solid minutes out of the guys we're expecting. All right, we go to game 3. Chicago Bulls against the San Antonio Spurs. So we want to go, do we have Chicago on here? I think I just clicked. Nope, there they are. Chicago Bulls. All right, interesting. They got beat up pretty good by the Pelicans, but they played my favorite guy on last slate. Patrick Williams got 35 minutes. So bingo, bango, bongo for 35 minutes. Took 20 shots. He had 15 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, and looked like a major leader on the floor. So if he's going to get those minutes, he's got to be a strong consideration. Dotson, 32 minutes, had a decent game, 16, 7, and 4. Certainly a guy that garners some respect here. They did have a few other guys that got decent minutes that did not impress me. Simonovic, Dasumu, and Robinson, not really interested there. Thompson off the bench, though, got 26 minutes and made 11 points, grabbed a rebound, an assist, steal, somebody that you can look at. But the main takeaway here is Patrick Williams, a little bit of Dotson, and other than that, it's spread around and not my favorite team to play on the slate. They're playing the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs, of course, as you would expect, went 11 deep with everybody getting a decent run. They did not have any 30-minute guys, but they did have some upper 20s. Primo, their top pick that they took very high, looked a little green. He's got a lot of work to do, but he's active. I think he's a potential play, but I'm steering clear till I see a little bit more improvement. He was only 3 for 11 from the field. He had 8 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. So, I mean, he can play, and he did show signs of it. Maybe he was nervous, somebody to keep an eye on. My favorite player, Devon Vasel, I mean, I liked him as a rotation player for the Spurs last year. He's the top player, in my opinion, on this team. He had 23 points, again, in 29 minutes, threw in 4 rebounds and assists, 2 steals. So I'll be looking at him again for this round. Daquan Jeffries played 27 minutes. He had 11 points, 3 rebounds. He's a little underwhelming, but that guy can jump. He had a phenomenal dunk in that game. Maybe he's going to get it going a little bit more as time goes on here. And really, after that, it was hit and miss. So, I would say Vasel for sure. Primo, if you think he's going to bounce back with it. Jeffries and maybe Jones is the other 2 guys that you could consider. They did play Scala BCR, but only 16 minutes. He only had 1 point, so that was disappointing. But we do have guys like him that are trying to make some of these rosters. So, we've got to keep an eye out, if they're going to really get after it. Okay, so we've covered 3 games. So here in the middle, real quickly, want to mention again, DFSCoachTalk.com. Perfect time to jump in on our 3-day $10 pass. That gives you 3 good days to look at us, see what you think. You'll get all the NBA action on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You'll get our golf lineups Wednesday night. You'll get baseball Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So a ton of bang for your $10. Come in, check us out. We'll get you right in our Discord with some of the super people we have in there. And I think that you'll really enjoy it. And then if you decide to stay, we have multiple packages that you can choose. But remember, any package you choose, you get all-inclusive everything that we offer, including all the sports, all the information, all of the everything. You name it, you're going to have access to it with Coach Talk when you join. So look forward to that. Couple things. Let's see here. We go to the Sacramento Kings and Washington Wizards. So this one becomes a little tricky because Washington's the only team that did not play. But let's go right to the Kings because we had they cooperated a little better. They've got some guys that played some good minutes and produced well, and I think we're going to see a lot of them. The 4 guys I liked, Metu, who did get minutes last year and is a contributor. He had 16, 4, and 4 in 30 minutes. King, who really showed some moxie out there, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 10 points, had some big dunks in 28 minutes. I think he's a playable guy that I think is going to be under-owned. The guy that there's 2 guys that stole the show, though. They were both really impressive, and that's Ramsey and Mitchell. They played 29 and 28 minutes. They got 28 shots up between them, scored 32 points, contributed a combination of 12 assists, 3 steals, and a block. So if you're looking for 2 guys to plug and play, from this Sacramento team. It's Ramsey and Mitchell, and certainly have to continue to consider Metu as a third wheel. Okay, so we got Sacramento in the books. Now this is the tougher one. Wizards have not played, and they have the biggest summer league roster I've ever seen. 5, 10, 15, 20, 23 guys. They're all not going to play. So let's try to hone in on some of them that we think will play for sure. And that's key. You've got Cassius Winston, the guard from Michigan State. This is his second year. I think he's going to get some run from what I read. You're going to get Joe Young. This is his fourth year. He's trying to make a team. He had some great runs the first 1 or 2 seasons and has just faded out. You've got Mason Jones, a 6'4" guard, second year out of Arkansas, could be dangerous. Another guy, Marquise Bolden, who's trying to stay in the league. This is his third year out of Duke, should get some run. Then you got a guy I feel most comfortable with, and that's Corey Kispert from Gonzaga. I love the way that guy plays. He really gets after it, and I think he's going to come right in there at 22 years old and be one of the main players out there. So, and if I didn't mention Isaiah Todd, he's a well-respected rookie, 19 years old. He could be dangerous, just the same as Kispert. All right. We have one game left. This is it. It's the Los Angeles Clippers and the Portland Trailblazers. The Clippers lost 81-78 to the Bucks, but they did get some good minutes out of their starters. Jay Scrubb is one of my favorite guys, and he really helped me. He had 24 points, 10 rebounds, and a block. So he was a big help in game one. I think he'll continue to be a strong player out here. Oturu, 29 minutes, 10 rebounds, 12 points. He is definitely playable. Johnson and Preston, both, possibilities. Didn't score a lot, but looks like they're going to get decent minutes. The guy I thought would have a big game that really let me down is Coffee. And he did get 29 minutes, but he went 1 for 9 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3. He only scored 5 points. He did get 8 rebounds and 3 assists and a steal, but he had 6 turnovers. So disappointed in Coffee's performance. I do think he'll bounce back. I'm not sure how good of a bounce back that's going to be, but I would stick with your main guys here, specifically Scrubb and Oturu. Okay. The last team to go against them is the Portland Trailblazers. Trailblazers are interesting. They beat Charlotte, and it was a good game, but man, did they play a lot of guys a lot of minutes. They have 10 guys that all played double digits minutes. So a lot of people got shorted, but picking out those guys in that short amount of time is what we do pretty well. So we hope we have identified a few of these guys that we think can make a difference. First of all, King was the king, man. He was tough. He played 24 minutes, had 17 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. That is what you call an all-around solid game. So he is somebody you want to watch. And then Kenneth Freed, man, he's trying to stick on a team. He still looks good. I can't believe he hasn't been in the league because the guy can play. He had in 23 minutes, he had 9 points, but he got 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. So he filled up the page, and I think he's a dangerous play. The other guy, the old man, Michael Beasley, I mean, he got 11 shots up, scored 9 points. Dangerous guy, but, risky as well. After that, it's a bit of a crapshoot there. So I would say that first grouping of guys, I'm not counting Moutier. He looked bad, but King, Freed, Beasley, Ellaby, those are guys you have to really consider here, and see what they can get done. So you may want to go with them on a flyer as well. Okay, the last team that they play is the Clippers. Let's see if we hit the Clippers yet. Yes, we did. And Portland. Okay, so that should be the whole enchilada to give you a look at all the teams that will be playing on Tuesday night in the Summer League. So if we hear anything else throughout the day, we'll post it in our Discord, and we'll make sure that everybody is up to date on the transactions, minutes, projections, and even utilization. So we'd love if you join us. We're here every day through the entire slate, and we'll be here to help, teach, learn, do the best you can, follow your directions, and I'm sure you guys are going to have an absolute great time. So let's get this done. Let's get after it. And we've got some very strong contest to roster. So let's do that. Jump in there, and if you have any questions, you can always reach me at DFS Coach Talk or at JoeSarvadi. So really appreciate you guys. That should give you a 6-game somewhat look for tomorrow. So we hope you crush it. We hope you get after it. If you have any questions, you can contact me. Also, wherever podcasts can be found, you're going to hear at least the podcast. But if you're looking to connect and you have any questions, you can go Twitter, email. You have every option. So, all right, my friends, I think that's it. It's an exciting summer league. Let's crush these 6 games and get ourselves a big mountain of money. How's that sound? All right. Well, thank you very much again for joining me for the entire DFS Coach Talk team. I am Joe Sarvadi, affectionately known as Coach. We will catch you again tomorrow when we look to crush it in NBA Summer League.